Hello, music fans. It's the end of another month, the month of August 2021. So that means it's time for me to give my top 5 favorite albums of the month. Let's start with number 5. Number 5 is by the band Deafheaven, and the album's called Infinite Granite. This is their 5th album. The genre is it's like post-rock, I'd say, with shoegaze and black metal and post-metal influences. The band has shifted from their earlier black metal sound to more of this post-rock shoegaze sound. They've kind of said goodbye to the brutal screams and said hello to this beauty and this soundscapes that they make. It's a solid album. I'm not familiar enough with their previous work to say how it ranks in their catalog, but it reminds me a lot of another band called Astronoid that I like a lot, that also has this post-metal, shoegaze, black metal, and prog metal all combined into one beautiful wall of sound. So that's my number 5. And my number 4 of August is by the band, the Neal Morse Band, and the album's called Innocence and Jinjer. And this is a great progressive rock album with Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater on drums. It reminds me a lot of the Transatlantic album from earlier this year, because Mike Portnoy and Neal Morse both played on that. But I like the Transatlantic album a little bit better than this Neal Morse Band album, but they're both great. This has really catchy choruses, and yeah, composition's great. The playing is great. So that got it the number 4 spot on my list for August. My number 3 is by the band Jinjer, and the album is called Wallflowers. This is their 4th album. It's progressive metalcore, amazing screaming and singing. Tatiana, the lead singer, is one of, if not the best metal singer, female metal singer in my opinion. And as usual, the drumming and guitar riffs are killer as well. Lots of awesome breakdowns in here, nice soft passages, jazzy passages. Just a really great album, like everything this band does. My number 2 of August is Aphelion by Leprous. Wikipedia says this is their 7th album, but they also have 2 demo albums that are essentially full length, so it's almost like their 9th album. Solid progressive rock album, hints of metal, hints of pop, hints of classical, symphonic. Some parts are kind of art rock, like Radiohead or Muse. It's mostly clean singing, except on the last track there's a scream, which was a nice, pleasant surprise. The vocals are very high pitched, but the vocalist has excellent control over his voice, and it is a bit of an acquired taste to getting used to his voice, but I've grown to love it. And for me, I feel like this album's a step up from their last one, Pitfalls, but doesn't quite rival my favorite period of Leprous, which is from 2009's Tall Poppy Syndrome to 2017's Melina. It introduces some slide guitar in some songs, and the way they wrote this album, most of the songs have this soft, slow burn approach, with an epic explosion of energy and high-pitched vocal climax somewhere in the song. And my number 1 album of August is Between the Buried and Me with their album Colors 2. This is their 10th album. So far my favorite progressive metal album of the year, and just generally just my favorite album of the year in general. It'll probably be in contention for my favorite album of the decade as well, but we'll have to see what else comes out in the 2020s. It's their best work since 2012's Parallax 2, in my opinion, and it comes close to rivaling that one, as well as The Great Misdirect and Colors, because those 3 and this album kind of round out my top 4 albums by Between the Buried and Me, or BT Bam if you like the short form of their name. And the first two tracks remind me a lot of the first two tracks on Colors. It's uncanny. But then it goes off on lots of wild twists and turns, surprising the listener with a bunch of styles and change-ups. But if you know B2BAM, you won't be surprised by these twists and turns. You're expecting them. There's amazing drumming, amazing guitar playing, and bass playing all over this album. Yeah, I kind of like some of the weird punk vibes on, I think it's the song Fix the Error, and it's got some jazziness to it as well. Yeah, just best album of the year so far. Hopefully something even better will come out and that can rival this. Looking forward to anything that Between the Buried and Me does next. Hope you heard some cool new albums to check out in this video. And until next month, peace out.